All right, and we are back live with the Blame Girl podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne.
And we got Brett Engle in the house. Thank you for joining us this week, Brett.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
How was your weekend?
Finally, a white man gets an opportunity.
Right?
You're the booker. You're the booker. You're in charge of it. I don't know what you're talking about. So, how was your weekend, Brett?
My weekend was good. I did a mindfulness retreat on Sunday, and a lot of it was like done in silence, and it was good. It was nice at Ann Cole Park in Hollywood, and I liked not talking for a while. Which I mean, I want to talk now. I'll talk now. It's just I like also not talking. I like not talking too.
Not talking is my favorite. That's my favorite.
I agree with you guys. I kind of was in solitude myself this weekend. Not that anyone asked about my weekend, but I had a slow weekend.
Nobody cared.
Nothing really worth mentioning other than hanging out with Terry Wayne for his birthday on Friday. So how was your weekend, Terry? What else did you do for your birthday? We went out for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, typical, because having a birthday on St. Patrick's Day is like there's never a shortage of a party to go to. So I usually just end up at the big block party on Clematis, But other than that, it was nice. It was relaxing,
Yep. We had some dinner first. It was nice. But did you do anything else?
What's that? Yeah, see, Italian, that's the trick. Everybody eats corned beef and cabbage on but if you're Irish, you know the trick. It's you eat Italian, all that pasta and
Is he delayed alcohol. To you, Brett?
What's that?
Are we delayed to you?
A little bit. Yeah. I
wonder why it's so delayed. But anyway, okay. Did you do anything else over the weekend, Terry?
Yeah, but nothing I'd want to talk about on here. So
wow, he sounded like he had fun this weekend, and
I did.
Damn,
I did. My lovely new bride.
It must mean something with sex.
Yeah, maybe.
Gross. No one wants to hear about that. Okay, let's move on. On that note, it's time to do some blaming. Are y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right. 18 female guards at a high-class prison in the UK were having illicit relationships with the prisoners. Who's to blame? Why did this happen, guys?
Because there's men locked up and there's women available. How hard do you really have to? Now they say when somebody's incarcerated. Well, they say when somebody's incarcerated that there's no such thing as consent. You can't have consensual sex with somebody who's incarcerated. That's what they say.
So the men were being raped. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Because the power differential.
The legal definition, yes.
Yeah. You go white man. We're on a roll already.
That's the problem, because the response is that you go forgetting the
I've always held the position that a man can't be raped by a woman because you're at least physically you have to be involved. Now I know that there are cases and people can point it out. I'm just going off of my personal experience.
Finger up your butt and make you hard and rape you while you're asleep.
Oh, they could totally rape you with a strap on or something.
Or you could just wake him up and go, you want to dick me down, please? And we go, yeah, sure. It doesn't matter.
I don't think it always works like that. So you think it's just solely nature. Brett, what do you think here? Why do you think this happened?
Well, I thought it was funny that, I don't know, somebody from the prison, they commented, maybe we hired the wrong kind of woman. And so, and then they showed the picture, and the picture, she was hot. She was a good looking lady. I'm like, yeah, you definitely hired the wrong kind of woman for that job. Like, that's not right.
I gotta say, they did hire hot 25 and 26-year-olds to work and monitor
Yeah.
other 25 and 26-year-olds. So I think it's a lot like asking like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds to work in high schools, you know?
You put a couple foxes in the hen house, and you're gonna have chicken for dinner every night. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it goes.
But they're all, so the analogies, Gary, who's the like, it's like all foxes. Like it's just a few hens with a bunch of foxes or not, or are the prison
so
guards?
Well, I just
weird.
like the analogy of foxes, you know.
They
Like,
look like Instagram models, you know?
Yeah. They probably weren't all that hot. I'm sure they picked the hottest one.
they wouldn't. They wouldn't even have to be. They wouldn't even. You're in prison.
And they wouldn't. They
You know
wouldn't
what's
have to be.
weird?
They would have to be willing. Yeah.
You know what's weird is who wasn't hot was the prisoners. Like one of the prisoners looked 18. He was
but
like
they all had money. That's the thing. There really is a power differential once again with the men having it because they're locked up, but they have money. These are all a bunch of rich guys. And in a few years they're going to get out, and these women are working a shitty job, you know, and like making very little money. So it totally makes sense.
They
that's a
probably,
good point.
I thought about
that
already
too.
got paid. They
I
probably
thought about
already got paid.
It's a cushy prison where rich kids go when they've done bad and they need a little slap on the wrist. They said it was like a dormitory. Like
yeah. So now these women are going to go to like a real hardcore prison with a bunch of male prison guards, and the whole cycle is just going to be repeated.
You think they're fucking male prison guards?
Right. So I don't know how's that going to work. They're going to go to, you know, they're going to go to prison, and then they'll have male prison guards, and then those prison guards will have sex with them as prisoners.
And then it's just,
and it'll never end.
It's a cycle.
Well, you know, I've never been to prison, but I can imagine the number one thing you want to do in prison is make your life in prison as good as it can be. And if you're a rich kid at a cushy, you know, minimum security place, you do that with money. But if you're a hot young woman, you do that with your vagina.
And if you're a politician, you do that with Fox News, like our governor.
Oh, nice transition.
Thank you.
Yes, she loves her transitions.
He's quite the trans.
Yes.
So DeSantis was mocked because he gave a softball interview while playing softball.
A literal softball interview.
Who's to blame? Why did they do that? Why did they even do that? They had to know the optics of that was gonna look like. Are they trolling us?
Well, you know, I obviously I don't feel bad for DeSantis or and Wenacki or whoever it was that did that interview, because who I feel bad for the people who actually watch that and go like, that's very wholesome. Like, how can you not see pandering when it's 6 inches in front of your face? You know what I mean? Like, do they really have to like wear a suit out of the American flag and shoot off fireworks and be like, nobody's gonna teach my child about slavery or whatever? Like, how do you be that dim-witted to where you can't see somebody obviously just pandering to you?
Well, maybe it's just being honest, though. You know, like you can see it that way, but it's just like, of course, Fox News is, you know, gonna do everything they can for DeSantis. Of course, they love him, and he loves it. I mean, it's in a way you could just say it's just they're just being who they are.
Yeah. They should have been tossing an apple pie back and forth. That would have. I mean, come on, man.
Do you think with this softball interview, it's safe to say like they have their preference in candidates?
Oh, right. I mean, I think that's like that's if we just take them at face value and just say, yeah, Fox endorsed, you know, they used to love Trump and now they love DeSantis, and here's how much they love him. They're going to play together and we're going to watch them play. Isn't it fun?
Because I feel like they definitely gave Trump a softball interview. I don't know if he was actually playing softball, but like,
I don't think Trump could pull it off. I don't think he could actually catch and throw, but not that, who cares? I mean, who gives a shit? I mean, it's not all DeSantis. Look at what an athlete he still is, you know?
Ugh.
What? No. No.
I mean, that part of it is annoying. Just like that they try to show him as being, athletic and cool in some way.
And
I
I
can
think
confidently say that DeSantis is not an athlete in any way, just because he has the same physical shape as me, and I am not an athlete.
he was a soldier.
Who cares? I used to climb mountains. I'm 42 now, and I don't. So
I'm just saying. Not that it matters. Who cares about his physical shape? It's his political shape, and it's trash. The political shape is trash. For example, we may be reported to the state just for talking about him on this podcast, as we talked about.
I ain't registering shit.
Thank you. You're moving to Tennessee. We'll just base it out of there, right?
Yeah.
And then,
so what's this?
Well, he's trying to pass a law that says if you are a blogger of any kind on the internet and you're talking about the state government from inside the state, you have to register.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's some real Gestapo shit. So
yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because these days, I'll share more as we go along, perhaps here. But like, I gotta say, these days, I'm listening to like people like Russell Brand and this Dave Rubin and of course Bill Maher. Like, as far as this, it's not even conspiracy, but just the following of the powers that be. The Democrats are definitely all in with this shit as well. So I mean, I've been a Democrat for my whole adult life, but I gotta say, I am as disillusioned as ever with the Democrats as well these days. And in fact, I can even look at DeSantis, and there's a number of things that I'm kind of like, I actually agree with him in some way, and people that I've agreed with for a long time. I'm not so much agreeing with. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes here.
But that's healthy. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I can look at DeSantis.
Well, it doesn't feel. I feel like a crisis, but I'm glad you feel it's healthy. That's good.
What?
I said I feel like I'm having a crisis, but I'm glad that you see that it's
no,
that it's
it is healthy. It's healthy to look.
I think it's healthy, definitely. I mean,
it's healthy to look across the political aisle and say. To look across the political aisle and say, well, you have good points on this, but I'm firmly against this, and go point by point, policy by policy, because otherwise you just turn into everything we've seen on Fox News, just some blaring idiot screaming about CRT and how the M&Ms aren't sexy anymore, and
a broken clock is right twice a day, but I don't think that America really gets how very dangerous Ron DeSantis is. Like, the shit that he's doing here, it's fucking fascist. Y'all want to make him president, but you know who else wants to be president, guys? Donald Trump. But he says he's going to be arrested tomorrow, and he's calling for protests about it. Who's to blame?
Oh God, he's calling for another protest. Haven't we learned that when he calls for protests, they don't end well?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other night because there's the December 6th now has a bunch of apologists, that are trying to minimize it. Tucker Carlson took the footage and edited it down. And he's like, these are just calm people relaxing and walking through the like, come on, man, people died. Like, police officers died, and one of his Trump supporters died. And I said, I saw this guy, and he's like, I was nothing. I saw the footage, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I want you to think back to that day, because I was home that day. I didn't have any appointments. I watched the whole thing live. And I said, imagine how you would feel if all those people were Muslim.
Or black.
And he goes, that's a good point. I said, what would you have said then? He said, I probably would have said, why aren't they shooting them? Like, why aren't they defending themselves? Oh, it's because they look and talk a lot like you.
Why do y'all
You
think
know?
he's doing this again? Why would he even try to
So he doesn't
incite
go to
more?
jail. Because I mean, if you look back at the first 6 months of Trump's presidency, he hated it. Hated it. Even gave an interview where he was like, he's like, I actually preferred my old life better. Honestly, he's like, he's like, this is much more difficult than my old life was.
He
And
was
it's
more
like,
like that
yeah,
with
of
no
course
power.
it is.
He was
You're
more
the
like that without
president.
any real power, you know, like
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, your
He's
old job
he's
used to
an
be
asshole,
charging
but
people to use your name and firing fake celebrities on The Apprentice. Like
and ripping people off, not paying
yeah, and
people
you just
to fill their mouths. So he's
said
always a piece
things
of
and
shit.
people were like, yes, sir, and that was it.
So, isn't the ironic thing is that he's being arrested for fucking Stormy Daniels and paying her off?
Yeah. I mean, the stupidest crime,
Out
the
of
stupidest
everything
one.
that he's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Out of
After
all
everything,
the
yeah, that is
transgressions, it's
that is
But
the least one. But
it is the least one. But maybe it's the easiest one because he, signed the personal check.
and it is
get him
and
any
they're
way
like,
you
that's not
can. Look,
well, Giuliani's defending him saying, well, that's not a crime to hand somebody a
and
check.
also,
It is when
Yeah.
it's from a political campaign.
I'm pretty sure
Because he
in
didn't
New
put
York,
it in the memo. Because the memo didn't say for sex, right? What the memo?
Yeah.
I don't know what the memo said. I'd like
For
to see
It
sex.
that
said,
check
shut
again.
the fuck up is what it said.
Yeah.
That's what it said.
Right, it wasn't for sex, actually. Right,
I
it was
don't
yeah,
even
shut the fuck up.
know
Yeah.
that
It's like,
I
don't
don't
tell
even
anybody
know.
about my weird little penis. That's
I don't
what
know
it
that the
said.
district attorney even knows that they're arresting him tomorrow. Is the funny thing. Like they're saying that Trump is just making this shit up. This isn't even true.
I wonder.
DeSantis
Well-
getting too much attention with his softball interview, and now Trump's
Why-
like, I'm
Well,
gonna
why
get
would they tell him if they were arresting him tomorrow? Why would they give him advance notice? Hey, we're coming by just in case you want to wrangle up a
Just
few
turn
thousand
yourself
of
in
your
today.
supporters.
play. Turn yourself in now, Trump.
They didn't
Oh.
tell him before they went in there with the FBI looking for those documents. Why would they tell him when they're coming with the cuffs?
Yeah.
So do you guys think it's actually going to happen? Do you think he's actually going to get arrested tomorrow?
No, but I would
No, you
like
don't
to.
think so.
I would
If
like
he
to see him
does,
get
that would
arrested.
be
I would
some
love to
big
see it.
news.
It would. Oh, it'd be the
That
best.
would be
It'd be the best.
We
to watch
could
it
wake
happen.
up to really big news tomorrow.
Oh
But
Well-
my god, it would be so
if
fun.
we wake up to that tomorrow, I might not be able to get any work done. Like,
Oh no way! Tomorrow's a wash. Tomorrow's over. If he gets arrested, it's
that
just
happens. It's
watch
just gonna
it.
be
It's just
dominated.
yeah.
That's that's OJ's slow car chase.
Yeah,
is what that
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
The whole country stops.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would like to see him get arrested by the Georgia what do they call it?
The
Supreme
DA or
yeah.
prosecutor.
Yeah, special. Yeah, that. Jeez.
The
Oh, the one that held out on the election, the one that wouldn't. As you talking about that in Georgia.
Yeah, just in general.
Uh-huh.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The grand jury in Georgia. The grand jury in Georgia is recommending indictments over the election. What do they call it? Manipulation or because that perfect call that he made to the Georgia. We're trying to steal the election. Yeah. Where he
way
said,
more
"I just need you to
important
find
than
me
Stormy
12,000
Daniels.
votes."
Way more important. Like that shit. The stuff that he's done and the fact that he's like, I'm going to be arrested for writing a check to Stormy. Come on, just stay out of the limelight. Yeah,
The funny thing is, if he would have just shut the fuck up and faded back, he could have just disappeared. But instead,
we would
the
have
only reason
that shit.
the only reason all this is happening to him is because he spent 5 years literally attacking everybody who could look at him and then just attacking him. Oh, the news, you're fake news. Oh, okay. Well, these people are weak. These people are stupid. This one's ugly. This is that, and just attacking him. So yeah, of course they're coming after him. Wouldn't you? If somebody spent 5 years attacking everything in your life?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I mean,
you?
it's not like he doesn't deserve it. Now, don't get me wrong.
Oh, he definitely does.
But who's getting some pushback they don't deserve is Ciara. Ciara, the singer, after the Oscars, she caught so much backlash because she wore this sheer.
She should have.
Oh, that's the one. Okay. All right. Now I
Who's
know.
to
who it is.
blame, guys? Why were guys so upset and gals so upset that she wore this sheer look?
Because it's rude. It's fucking rude. Imagine if you got tickets to the Oscars and you've never been before. Let's say, but you're a new actor or you're this or that, and somebody gave you tickets and you're all excited and you spent all this money getting ready and spend all this time and money getting ready, and you're so excited, and then you get there and you can't see shit because you got stuck behind this attention whore who couldn't have just a normal headpiece, has to have something that blocks the view of the
That's not who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's different. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That wasn't Sierra. Sierra just had on sheer clothing.
Yeah,
Oh,
he looks naked.
You did not read the show prep, Terry.
No, not that one. I didn't. Because I saw it and I was like, oh, that they're talking about the lady with the big white poof on her head.
That's hilarious that you're talking about that though. The person with it, that is rude. Wearing a big hat.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about that.
It's very rude.
He was so passionate.
Well, you couldn't think to have like something that's collapsible
No,
where you
that's
can put it.
absolute.
No, what we're talking about is how she wore this sheer look. Go look at it. And I could share my screen, right? Let me just pull it up.
But it's funny because Terry's saying how rude it was, and like he's offended. I was like, I was not offended by it at all. Absolutely, 100%.
Makes a lot more sense now.
Outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Terry has some really weird take on this thing that he was offended by. Like you're going to the Oscars for the first time.
All of them were wearing these sheer, very revealing looks. But Sierra got so much pushback because why? Because Sierra is married. And they're like, a wife and a mother should not.
That's that Madonna and the whore thing going on. You know, it's great when someone other than your wife does it, but as soon as your wife does it, now it's a big, huge problem.
It wasn't, but it's not like her husband was upset about it. He was right next to her in the pictures. It's everybody.
But they do this. They do this every year. They single out some woman for her dress at a major award show. Remember, it happened to J-Lo one year when she wore that green dress that was cut all the way down to like her pelvis.
Oh, okay. I was actually thinking of J-Lo in the Super Bowl, but okay, J-Lo at the Oscars.
Well, Janet Jackson in the Super Bowl with the titty out.
Well, that was another. Yeah, that's something else.
I mean, it's the puritanical shit that has been drilled into us, like just the average Christian white family in America, is bananas. So it is bananas.
You guys agree it was not too revealing, especially considering that the style and the theme right now is VPL, which is visible panty line. What you got,
I don't give a shit about style. And personally, there's so much crappy, shitty problems in the world. I don't give a fuck. You want to go tits out, go tits out. Oh, what about
don't wear a hat,
That's
right?
who they're
don't
made
wear
for.
A hat.
Yeah, as long as there's no big hat, because that's some bullshit.
Children.
No big hats. I'm
draws the line at no big hats.
As long as you're not messing with somebody else, if you're not being rude to somebody else, let them clutch their pearls. Who gives a shit? It's so stupid.
Well, as a Black woman, I have to bring up misogynoir, and that is
misogynoir.
Misogynoir. It is misogyny against Black women specifically, and it's interesting that all these other white women had these sheer looks, but they are like, Sierra can't do it. Sierra is married. She was next to her husband. She looked amazing. She's got the body for it. And it's the trend right now. She's a celebrity. She's probably getting paid to wear that dress. Shut the fuck up, You're
not going to get any arguments out of me. I don't care what you wear, Walk down the street butt naked. Who cares? It's your shame.
I will. You know I will.
I know you will, and I don't care. I mean, like you know, New York City, women can walk topless down the street if they want, and
I've
the
done
city
it.
didn't burn down. I've been to the French Riviera, where all their beaches are, nudity is optional, and the place doesn't burn down. Like, God didn't get angry and destroy these places with a volcano. So just relax.
I had
My
quite
my
the
favorite thing
discussion on
is
it.
my favorite thing was the Janet Jackson thing, because every, church mother in the country came out of the woodwork. Well, I don't want my children seeing someone's breast. And it's like, that's who breasts are made for. They're literally made for, you only have them
The
for
breast had a
children.
brown nipple. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. All right, let's go ahead and talk to our guest, Brett Engle. Thank you for being here. Brett,
Yeah.
Who is a way more interesting guy than he looks.
Oh,
Brett, how long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy for, it's going to be 13 years. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, but I'm a really lazy comic though, so
What do you mean you're a really lazy comic?
because most comics I know, they're out there. I mean, they're getting up, they're getting up on stage, several times a week, and they're just doing, going to all the shitty mics and just hustling and driving all over. And I just don't do that. I just don't. There you go. Actually, you're at one of the better mics right now at Spanx, right? They have their Monday night show right now. They're going right now, aren't they? Or at 8:00? Yeah, are you going up tonight?
Of course, yeah. I got
Nice.
work on. I got a show in Miami tomorrow. So
Nice. There you
so
go. See?
how did you get started to doing comedy? Like, what made you do it? Where did you start?
So my very first time on stage was at the Hard Rock when it was still here.
Wow.
13 years ago. And it was the Bringer show. So my wife helped me get, she got some people out.
So the Hard Rock
man,
have a Bringer show?
the Bringer show, yeah,
Oh my God.
at the Improv. So that was my very first time, and it was incredible. Just what an absolute shock and horror, and like it was just such an intense experience. It was really interesting actually to have that. I mean, it was terrible, but also kind of wonderful, because I just had no idea. I didn't even know about like little rooms and all this stuff. I was just like, I didn't do the class, like nothing. I just went up there. I mean, I had a set prepared. But yeah, so that was my introduction to comedy was at the Improv on the stage, the best possible place, my absolute favorite place in the world to be now.
Did you crush?
Yeah. Oh God, no, I did terrible. It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. Yeah. I was overwhelmed. The anxiety was just, I got through my set. I don't even think I made any mistakes, but I just was, I was so visibly.
I can't imagine starting like that.
Horrible.
Like I started at an improv, but I did the class.
Did the class, right? Yeah.
Still super nervous. Still super nervous.
Yeah.
So since you've been doing comedy, I take it. So you started down here. What has been your favorite venue to perform at? But you cannot say
the Improvs.
Can't say the Improv. Oh,
no,
that's
too easy.
Oh, well, it's the only honest answer because I don't like going anywhere else. I don't like any other. Let's see. Where else have I been? Actually, where you're at, Spanx. I've enjoyed some of the shows at Spanx.
Doesn't have to be still going either. So places like the Funky Buddha.
The Funky Buddha has had times. I mean, there are things about every room, any other room. The old
what was your favorite to perform at?
The Fort Lauderdale Comedy Club. When it was open.
Okay. That's going way back.
There were some real shows there, but honestly, I mean, and even like some of these contests, like at the casinos and stuff, like the Ultimate Miami Comedian. I did that several years ago. That sucks. I mean, it's like a cavernous room. There's no connection with the audience. You can't hear them if they do laugh. I mean, there's just very few venues that actually put on good shows. I mean, it's just, and so I've done it on the East Coast in Florida's
I was
funniest.
Gonna say,
one of the settings over there.
If you've traveled, what's been your favorite room?
Yeah. One of those on the East Coast. I don't remember which one it was. And then up north, Casey and Spaz is the Sunrise Theater up. It's way north. Like that's a great. I mean, anytime you have like an appropriate kind of space venue and people there to see a show, decent lighting, everything's working. Like the show isn't 4 hours long. Like as long as like it's an actual show, then I just absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. And if it's not, then I hate it.
Yeah.
And that's
I get it. I've been there.
The audience makes the room, It's
yeah.
And I think that's
but how
open
do you
mic comedy is like.
Yeah.
There's not always a clear cut audience. Like, Nick's done a really good job at getting audiences at his open mics, but it's not always like that. Drew Illa's new mic on Thursday is amazing. Always has a crowd. But
where's that?
It's in Palm Beach County. It's like off of Okeechobee.
Okay. Yeah, I can't speak to anything in Palm Beach. Down in Miami, Just the Funny. I'll remember his name in a minute. But Just the Funny is a real nice venue.
Joseph Nay.
Joe Nay, of course, Joseph. Yeah, so he does a great job down there. I mean, so I didn't mean to shit on everybody's rooms that they're doing, but it's just like Fossil does a great job. Yeah, exactly. And Fassil's done some great shows. So yeah, there've been
but it's like you said, you prefer a show to a mic, and I get that, especially after doing it for 13 years. Like, but I guess for me, I'm so new, and I always write. I can't stop writing.
That's awesome.
I wrote something on the way down, so I want to get up and try.
That's great. I mean, and you've got the right attitude. When you get up there and it's like, you don't give a shit and you just have something that you're amused by and you want to share it, and it could be a bunch of comics and you don't care like that. It is great to be in that headspace. So that's a really good place to be.
Have you traveled outside of Florida to do comedy?
Not much. I mean, I went to North Carolina. I was in Charlotte at one point. I did a mic in New York when I was there, but I really haven't done. Again, if you're lazy and you don't commit to going and getting good places, I don't do it locally. I certainly don't do it out of state either. Yeah.
So what's been your favorite or proudest moment since you've become a comic?
Well, okay, I can just let's see. Proudest moment. I mean, doing Florida's Funniest. There've been a couple of times I advanced twice in all the over the years, and each one of those nights was like just amazing. Like that is to be on the big stage and the big competition. Well, for us, it's the big competition. For me, it's that is just and to do even this last time that I didn't advance, I felt like I had one of my best sets, and it just feels so good to get up there in a real show. And again, I don't mean to shit on everybody, but it's just a different thing. We're all practicing to get to that. And I only pointed out because, like I said, I don't get to do it very often, but to get up there and to do like your best, to really feel your material and feel like you did it, and for the audience to be engaged and have a good time, it's just such a great feeling. But it's like it's worse than heroin because it's so much less accessible. You can't do it. I mean, to get to that point now I'm like in another crisis of like, I'm not willing to put in the work anymore to create the whole fucking thing so that now I can get up and do comedy. Well, because I've produced a lot of shows.
The Florida's Funniest is a different animal just because it's not just, I had a good set or I had a good show. If you actually go through at any level, it's a validation that you're getting, not just from the audience, you're getting it from fellow comics, you're getting it from people in the know. And that's what amps that heroin, as you said, that dopamine response. Because those are good nights, man. Those are good nights. When you win something at it.
Yeah, the night that you were in Florida's Funniest here in Dania, that was one of the best. I think that was definitely the best first round show I've ever seen for Florida's Funniest. That was an incredible night. That was an incredible night. It really was.
That was a tough lineup.
it was a night. It was a fun show to watch. I just really enjoyed going, and you had a great set too. You were among several comics that did just incredibly well that night. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I was a little soft that night, but
it was a good.
Well, only you would know.
It was a good show. I think that our Palm Beach contest was better. I'm biased.
I'm trying to think about. I wasn't there. I saw the semifinals up in West Palm Beach, but I didn't see that first round.
That's when they hear your name. If you make it to the semifinals, I did not.
Yeah. It's a tough competition. It really is. I mean, there really are great comics, and it's 4 minutes, whatever it is.
So, Brett, tell us about you as an individual. Like, what do you do? What's your day job? You got a family? Where you from?
got an interesting day job.
Yeah. So I'm a therapist. That's my thing. I've been a therapist for a long time, since 2000 when I graduated with my master's degree in social work. And then after that, I went back to school.
I gotta just say,
yeah.
One of my best friends, she watches the show and she's studying to be a therapist right now. I can't wait to. Yeah, I don't know if she's watching live or not, but she does sometimes. But if not, I got to make sure she sees it.
What you don't realize, Gio, is Brett only became a comedian because he knows he can get so much work from these comics that are obviously broken people.
Why?
Broken, but also broke. So it's no good.
Are you free?
No good.
Why? Like, comedians, they got money.
They do? Some of them do. There are a few around. I'm not gonna, out
they're all
anybody,
still mostly on their parents' insurance, so you can work it out.
On their parents.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about it. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
But nonetheless, okay. So you're a therapist. Did you grow up in Florida?
No, I'm originally from Oregon. So I moved here but I've been here for 20 years.
So how old were you when you moved here?
So I was must have been 28. I'm 48 now. So yeah. And yes, family. I've been married that whole time, and we've got 2 kids, and I've got all the That's also why I'm not a.
It's weird that you're a comic.
Yeah.
You got
exactly. That's why. Right. That's why.
Yeah, because you look like you should be the dad.
Did your parents hurt you?
Because you look like you should be the dad in a toothpaste commercial.
There we go. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Are these comics too loud over here?
A little.
Okay, I'll mute it. I'm not talking.
Just
that doesn't bother us.
No, I mean that as a compliment, Brett. I mean it as a compliment.
I took it as a compliment. I took it as a compliment.
Does it? By the way,
does it?
You look like a Florida born. You look like a Florida native.
Oh, nice.
If
I would believe that. You look like a surfer.
I take it. Yeah.
So you got the family, you got the practice.
Yeah.
Do you have what are you doing with comedy? Because you said you don't.
I'm in, like I said, I am in crisis in every. No, I mean just existentially. Just I've been doing therapy for my whole adult life. And it's one of the things that led me to comedy in the first place is I'm like, wow, I don't do anything other than that. And it's a weird identity after a while. And I'm like, recently, I'm experiencing another kind of shift where I'm like, I just don't, I don't care anymore. I'm not people coming to me and talking, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to do this anymore. I don't know that I want to sit and listen to this anymore.
I think that's normal. I think that's so normal. Do you see a therapist yourself?
No. Oh God, no.
Hey, even shrinks need shrinks.
No. Absolutely.
Maybe you need some therapy, Brett. Maybe you need
exactly. No, I have. I absolutely have. And but that's the thing. It goes right back down into your fundamental belief. And I always have believed that therapy can be a great thing. I've always believed that. Let me ask you something, because this is what
I don't understand is because my friend that's studying to be a therapist, she has her own therapist and everything. And she's gonna stop going to therapy, but for a while there, she would never stop going to therapy. Is there a point in time where you just don't need therapy? Because I always felt like it's like a doctor. You should regularly check in.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, I think it's really, it's great to be open to that. I mean, it is to be it's courageous, but it kind of like, to go in and just like, and I've done that, like went in and it just you just put yourself out, you just, invite that, invite somebody in to like hear what's going on in your head and you can disclose all this stuff to them. And, to do that, I admire that in people, like that openness. And I think it's a really healthy, good thing to do. But I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, you don't need therapy. Nobody needs it. Like, and you'll say, oh, with a person with, severe chronic mental illness and they're.
Don't tell my family that.
I will tell your family. I know you've worked so hard to get them this far, right?
Yeah.
But I don't like, and I don't think like I have so many issues with therapy itself and with the whole mental health industry that,
like what?
I mean, medications, all the diagnoses and how it's driven by insurance companies and billing and and all the pathology. And it's just like, it never ends. I mean,
what
there's so many things
if you got out of therapy? Comedy?
That's a good freaking question. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. Like, I would love to do just comedy. Like comedy, that'd be amazing. But I don't know how that's gonna happen. So I don't know. That's a really good question, and it sucks to be whatever age and 48 and be like, wow, if I wanted to do something else, I can't do anything else.
Don't think of it like that because what? Tomorrow is never promised.
Well, you gotta be careful.
Tomorrow's never promised. Go out and do it.
Tomorrow's never promised. Yeah. No, but I mean, worse. It's even worse. It's worse. Like I don't even want to do anything. Like, you know what I want to do? I like animals. Like I like hanging out with my dog, and I want to be in nature. Like I want to go be a cowboy or something. Like that's what I want to do now.
Like for a minute, I was like, I just want to be a pet Instagram influencer. Like, just hang out with our pets and make them happy all day.
Exactly.
Spoil them. So
I could get with that. Yeah.
All right. So do you have any okay, no, we're not there yet. We were gonna say, are you ready to play the blame game?
Okay, sure. I thought we played it.
No,
but we didn't. Okay, let's do it.
A special blame game about you, our guest.
About me? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
You didn't watch any previous episodes,
and he didn't read my outline.
Not
but anyway,
I did. I watched the first part of it, which that sounds even worse, right? But no, didn't get this far. I didn't get this far.
Okay, I ain't even gonna say that. So you, Brett.
Yeah. Yes.
You are married. You have a family. You have a professional job. Seemingly perfect life.
Yeah.
But you're still doing comedy. Who's to blame? I thought this was for unhappy people.
No, yeah. I mean, it's definitely not perfect. I mean, it's look, I mean, for me, and I had a really weird childhood. So, I mean, it definitely goes all the way back. My mom was like bipolar and, so I had strange things. Like most of my family has some, mental illness or alcoholism or, something. So I've got those credentials for comedy.
You had a rough childhood.
But even now, it's not like it's fine. Like it's fine. It's not like I'm missing things and wanting things and just like everybody else.
That's
so
just
I have plenty of
emptiness,
emptiness.
I think.
Yeah, I have plenty of emptiness to be a comic. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I guess anyone could be a comic because I think if you're experiencing the human experience, that's fucking normal. Is to be like, what else is
Yeah.
I mean, we joke around, but you don't have to be a broken person to do comedy. It's but
I think what is a broken person? I mean, it's like you guys keep pointing out, I'll say, oh, I'm in this kind of crisis. That's healthy. And it's kind of like, I think that's kind of the way it is, and it's the people who think that, it's just like when going to therapy and they say, oh, I'm screwed up, I'm going to therapy. It's kind of like, a lot of those people I think are some of the healthiest people because they just recognize, they just look at themselves and they look at life and they struggle and they go, oh, and I'm like,
Those are the
yeah,
healthiest people that will go into therapy. Now, when you
yeah,
a health crisis or rock bottom, and then you are forced to go into therapy, you probably need to be going to therapy, so.
I should be going to more therapy. But yeah.
I would
Dude,
be
just
going to therapy regularly if, like you say, like I am uninsured.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you go in, like, you have to think, like, when does it end? Like, go into therapy and you feel, I've got this or that problem, and you go like, okay, then what does it look like when that problem's gone? Like, what's really going on there? I mean, is it something that you can go in and you can treat, and now it's cured, and now I'm done? You say, no. It's a lifelong. You keep going back, and if you keep going back, though, then it's kind of like, okay, well, when does it end? And how is this supposed to work? Like, is everybody really supposed to have a therapist? I mean, I don't even have a doctor. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I think
yeah.
it should be like your doctor. Like, you have
Yeah. But I don't go to the
go
doctor
regularly. You go for a yearly exam.
I don't go for a yearly exam. I don't
Yeah,
go
because you're healthy.
6 monthly.
No, it's because he's a man. That's
No,
why.
it's because
Men
he's
don't do that
healthy.
shit. Like, even
It's because he's healthy. If something was
Alright.
hurting him and
Enough. If it was hurting enough.
yeah, and it was debilitating his
man.
life,
Okay,
he
Brett,
would go.
Yes.
enough. I can't. Y'all
Well,
don't
I
get
think that's
regular
to answer
checkups
his
if you
question.
have
I
health
think that's
insurance, for crying out loud. Anyway,
well, it's like
Brett,
if you had a broken leg, right? You wouldn't just go, well, my leg's broken, so I guess this is the way I live now. You would go to doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor until somebody fixed it. Or you would keep going until you couldn't go anymore. That's the way I look at it. Because I went
Right.
I just recently
heal,
stopped seeing my therapist probably about 4 months ago, but I'd been going for years for my PTSD. And then it's kind of like what you said was I just started realizing, like, is this ever going to end? Does it ever fix it? So either I need to stop going or I need to find a better one.
I didn't say like you need to be going weekly or anything, but I think a yearly checkup isn't bad to have with a therapist, in my opinion.
I mean, I say go as much as you want, and if you feel like you're getting something out of it, then great, but and certain things should be very clear, like, oh, if you're going for panic attacks, and well, the panic attack should go away, but a lot of things are not, not clear at all.
And then like just humans, like you're not the same as you were when you're 20, when you're 40. So maybe those regular checkups will catch something that might fuck you up down.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, in the past, I was 100% that way. I'm like, like we need to be proactive and we need to have programs in schools. This goes back to my whole, liberal conservative issue, crisis going on. Because I always believed like there's a better way, and we could, prevention and, programs that reach out and they catch kids and they could do screenings and they could.
Yeah.
But so many of these interventions, they don't work very well, for one. So, and if you're gonna, like, they work, but I mean, the effects are very small and they fade over time. And it really begs the question, like, what are we really doing? Like, is it really worth whatever went into, getting all of that to happen? And I just find that I'm like, man, I don't think so anymore.
That's interesting. I'm glad you shared your opinion on here. I can't wait for my girl Shandy to check it out.
You heard it here.
Do you have anything?
Book your appointments today because he doesn't think therapy is necessary.
No, exactly. Don't look for. I can't. So I should say currently. Well, I'm not even going to say it. So I do run a program currently. I manage a grant for a nonprofit, a large nonprofit here in Broward County. And if anybody wants to find out or ask me about that, they can. But I'm here as myself today with the two of you, and I really enjoyed it. I really like being here and being able to talk to you guys and openly and all this stuff. But so I'm not even going to talk about the program that I do right now. But I'm not actually. I a couple of years ago, I would have been like, in this weird position of like, yeah, no, no one really needs therapy, but I really need clients. So if you want to like come see me, like please do message me. And I hate it. I hate marketing myself as a therapist. It's the worst thing in the world.
You got to do it as a comic too.
And you got to do it. You got to do it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's you can talk about it because I was just about to ask you if you have anything you want to promote, and it could be your program, it could be any shows or both. What do you have coming up, or that you want to direct people's attention to?
It feels so good to be able to say nothing. You don't need to follow me. You don't need to look for me.
Harry loves it.
I don't have a show that I'm trying to get you to come. I don't want you to come talk to me and about nothing. Here's what I love. You can talk to me, and you really can. If you want to have a conversation like we're having, hit me up. But right now, and I'm in a crisis because I've always been. I've produced a lot of comedy shows, like fundraise, other different shows and things, but I'm always doing some shit. I'm always and now I do events as well for the program. But again, I'm not even going to promote it. We'll talk about, I'll put it in notes or something somewhere. I do a program for seniors and stuff, but it's I just so want to not have to do that. And at this moment, I actually am not doing that. So, but I love being
anyone
here.
to even follow you on social media?
Don't follow me. Stay away from me. I don't want I'm on Facebook because I'm 48, so I'm on Facebook and I have a lot of friends and I'm always happy to have someone else, I guess.
How would they find you on Facebook?
Just Brett Engle on Facebook, I think is me. Yeah. That's really, but I do like talking to people and I like doing this sort of thing. So
without obligation, right? So although
without having to be professional and without somebody wanting something else and one of us really needs money from the other one or whatever that is.
I get you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Hang in there. You are white, so you're gonna hang around for Terry Wayne's Words for White People, okay?
I'll be taking notes
this week.
Well, this week we are going back to no words for everyone because I don't feel like there's a whole lot of non-white people that watch Fox News. So we're gonna stick with the white folks, my fellow honkies, and we're gonna talk about banks. We're talking banks this week because I don't know if you heard.
Weird.
The Silicon Valley Bank folded along with a Signature and a couple others. And I was watching some Fox News segments as I always do because I want to know what they're telling people.
Because he's white.
Yeah, mostly white people.
You can't help yourself. It's
no,
in your
I want to
DNA.
hear what they're telling my fellow honkies. Yeah. And I heard that a consistent theme of talking about Silicon Valley Bank on Fox this week is talking about how they went under because they are a quote unquote woke bank. They were too liberally minded and this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, they didn't. They fell because just like every other banker in the world, they took your money, invested it, and did it poorly because it's not their money, so they don't give a shit. And not only that, the bigger thing to think about is that not only did they invest their money that was given to them by their investors and their depositors, but they invested it in T-bills, which are treasury notes. So when the Fed rate went up, the interest rate went up, all of their bills started losing money, and then the biggest investors started pulling their funds out. That's what they call a run on a bank. And that's how you collapse a bank. You take all your money out too quickly. And we go back to the pandering thing with the softball, DeSantis playing catch with somebody who's not his son. And it's not a laughing matter. Right? Because there are people that weren't investors, that didn't have a crazy amount of money, that lost a lot. Yeah, are they going to be made whole? We'll see if FDIC is going to step up for them. But
How often
to
does
get to the
FBI
point, I'm sorry, to get to the point where we can't even do math without throwing in some culture war shit on top of it. It's not got anything to do with culture war. It's got nothing to do with politics. This isn't left or right, red or blue. This is fucking green. This is money. This is numbers. They could give a shit who's president, just as long as they keep making money off your money. I mean, to be honest, I know it's a bit cliche, but yes, bankers are some of the most corrupt people on earth. They don't produce anything. They don't help anybody. They don't create anything. They just literally get enough money to have power and then use that power to make money for themselves. That's literally the bare bones what their job is, to take your money and use it to make other money. And then they take some of that money for themselves and then they give you your money back. It's really a corrupt institution all the way from the top to the bottom. But when you choose a bank, I hate to say it, in this day and age, if you really want to be safe, just go with a big one. You know, go to Bank of America, go to Chase Manhattan. You know, these places are literally too big to fail. So if you really want to be safe, my wife now, my new wife here, I'm having her take all of her money out of the little regional Seacoast bank that she's with. And we are now putting it all in Bank of America because her bank can fail. Her bank can fail. My bank cannot. If my bank fails, literally America fails.
FDIC is gonna back Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase.
Well, they're going to back.
You don't
every
think they
bank.
would back Seacoast?
Yes, they would, but only up to $100,000. So if you're, but if you're a millionaire and you put 10 million into Seacoast and they fail, you're federally fucked. Yeah, exactly.
So y'all are millionaires. I see. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm glad you said that because I got to figure out what to do with all my money after the first 100,000. So that's good. It's good for me to think about that, Terry.
I do not.
These are the rules. I'm just saying these are the rules. And look, just remember, bankers are sneaky, conniving, greedy people. It has nothing to do with your counterculture. It has nothing to do with your culture war shit
Bankers are
or
not
your
people,
politics.
corporations.
All it has to do with, all it has to do with is using your money to make money for themselves. That's it. And if you go into it knowing that, you can be safe. If you go into the car dealership automatically not trusting the salesman, you should be all right. And that's the way you should look at your banker.
All right. Those are great words for white people and interesting words for all people for that matter. So thank you, Terry. Terry,
but they're not watching Fox. So
you got anything coming up?
Me? No, I'm like Brett. You know me, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, that just leaves me, the clown.
Yeah.
I have a show tomorrow at Little Brittany in Brickell in Miami, and I'm at Shindig on Saturday in St. Lucie, and in Palm Beach County, I'm doing a contest at Grandview on Friday. So,
is that Corey Cognac's thing?
Yeah.
Well, let's shout him out on here too, because he's a friend of the show, and his he's got a big comedy competition up at
Grandview and in Flamingo Room here in Broward. So it's this week, Thursday. Flamingo Room, I'm gonna come down and support my girl Joanna. And then Friday is Grandview. I'll be there. Hopefully Terry will come out and support me.
I will. I'll come out and support you. I love Grandview. You don't have to twist my arm to get me over there. They got the best, some of that. I love that artisanal hippie hipster food.
All right.
Now, where's Grandview? Where's Grandview?
I'm sure you've been there.
It's off of Okeechobee. Like it's like near downtown, right near downtown. It's like it's a marketplace, you know.
But you're saying this is West Palm. This is West Palm.
Yes.
Yeah, West Palm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. See, West Palm is just like I don't even hear it. West Palm doesn't even exist for me.
Go to hell, Brett. Okay.
No, hey, good. West Palm has some of the best rooms and best comics and all that stuff, but it's too far away.
Well, then
It's an
go to the
hour.
one in
'Cause you're
Pompano on
lazy.
Thursday.
Because you're lazy.
And I'm
like you said at the
lazy. I'm not
beginning.
driving 2 hours.
I
Drive 2
can't
hours to
wait.
sit
Look.
2 hours.
I cannot wait till I'm there. I'm 5
You're-
years in.
No,
I
you
can't even
no,
be
you
there
don't want
yet.
to be where I'm at. Believe no, you want to skip right over where I'm at, and you want to go on to like enjoy your life. You don't want to be where I'm at.
Maybe you're enjoying
So
your
you
life.
keep going.
All right,
enjoying
guys.
some
Thank you for
things.
tuning in this week. Until next week, you check out Brett, check out me, check out Terry just chilling, Brett just chilling, and we'll talk.
Yeah, and
catch
buy
up
my
next
book.
week. Bye,
Sales
Terry.
have dropped on my book, so get on there and buy it. It's on Amazon. It's called-
Unclaimed Ashes.
That's right.
All right.
Unclaimed ashes.
Yeah, on Amazon.